Hey there, welcome to day 1238 of a What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Book cover. Which book would you choose to buy? Our idiom for Supersize Your Business today was don't judge a book by its cover. And I think I went a little bit off on this particular topic because we all judge all the time. Our subconscious, its job is to keep us safe. So whenever we meet someone new or in a new situation or go to a new place or experience a new thing, we automatically have all these filters that we judge people and situations through in order to ensure that we're going to be safe, that they're okay, that they're not going to kill us, or we're not going to be in a bad situation. So I was off a little bit, and then I talked about how can you be less judgmental or more open, because if we want to increase our relationships, if we want to increase our emotional well-being, we have to accurately judge things, including books, by their cover, so we don't waste our time reading books that are just horrible. But guess what? We can't assume the way a book looks, the outside cover, just because it's a black plain cover. This is actually one of my favorite books of all time, Duran on Quality, and it served me very, very well in my corporate career, in my college, in my life after college, and in setting things up, systems and processes and procedures for the different businesses I've been involved with, as well as those that I work with now. So if I would have judged that book, if I had gone to the bookstore and looked at all the quality books and seen a plain black book on the bookshelf, although let's be honest, a lot of quality books are very boring and very plain, and their covers are very plain as well. But there's incredible ideas, and all we need to get out of a book. One of my things about books and why I love reading so much is I don't need to get a ton of things out of a book. I just need to get one idea, one aha, one thought, or one sentence that causes me to look at something differently or to understand something more deeply or better than I understood it before. So sometimes I'll read 20 books on the same topic because I'm trying to get an overall global understanding. And if I just read one author's book, guess what? I have one other person's ideas, thoughts, feelings, emotions on a topic. I don't want just one person's. I want the 20 top people or the 20 experts that have books out there. I want to read all of them and then pick the bits and pieces that help me to come to my own conclusions and decide for myself. So instead of prejudging a book by its cover, I'm going to read 20 books. And they can have ugly covers, they can have beautiful covers, I don't care. I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to compile and pull out and sift through and get the information that I need from those books. So I also lectured a little bit on Google and the way they're showing results with respect to this, what I consider a totally innocuous topic. It's an idiom. What does an idiom mean, and where does it come from? And the results that were shown were not accurate in the top returns. And that's just a reminder for me and for everyone else that just because you search it on a search engine, just because you find it on the internet, doesn't mean it's true. It's like listening to the news. Just because somebody says it on a news, I hate to even use the word news, on a media broadcast and propaganda broadcast, because we're not getting any real news nowadays, doesn't mean it's true. So I was a little bit dismayed, but it was a huge and good reminder for me as well to dig deeper, go down through maybe to a couple other pages of results to find out what really happened. And the only reason it triggered my memory is because I've done this idiom before, and it didn't make sense that they were saying it came in the mid-1940s, because I knew it was much older than that. And it actually was from George Eliot quote in a book that he wrote in 1860, a novel called The Mill on the Floss. And so Google was actually attributing it to the African American Journal in 1944, and in 1946, I can't even read it, Murder in the Glass Room by Lester Fuller and Edwin Wolfe. And that's absolutely positively, over almost 100 years after it was actually shared by George Eliot. So just a reminder, filter everything, filter the information that you read. And again, I think it was, I'd done this for a long time, but Avril Beckford in one of her challenges reminded me that if you read one author's source, you're getting one opinion, one view of a subject, and that's why you want to read multiple on the topic. And I've always done that. I didn't really have, I never said it as succinctly as she did, but that's exactly why I did that. It's like, hey, I don't just want one perspective. I want a bunch of different perspectives so that I can merge those together together and decide what is appropriate for me. Our annual challenge this year, do one thing every day that centers us, from the little journal book, do one thing every day that centers you. Our All About You challenge is, today it was about questions, asking questions, and yesterday it was about answers, but today it was about what's a question that you have. I'm going to pose that here. What is a question that you have that you would like an answer for? I'm not going to guarantee I'll answer it, but share in the comments below so we can see what kind of questions we're asking ourselves all the time. What is a question? Share a question below that you have right now. Maybe it's about your business. Maybe it's about your personal development. Maybe it's about becoming more centered. Whatever it's about, ask the question, and we'll see if we can't get a group answering one another's questions. If I'm not changing diapers, I'll be glad to answer questions. So those are the two challenges, and it's the Supersize Your Business isn't a challenge. It's just a thing I do every day to keep creating content and keep my mind a little bit sharper when I am hanging out with 4-month and 6-year-olds all day long, to answer people's questions, to ask and remind myself, what do things mean, and what does it mean to me and my businesses, and as I'm growing and moving forward, what does it mean, and how can I apply it to that? And some things, they're not very applicable. Other things are very applicable. Not judging a book by its cover, not making assumptions without doing our due diligence, not jumping to conclusions or assuming things without doing our homework. Those are all incredibly important business lessons. And as well as helping us in business, they can help us in other areas of our life with respect to relationships. Because generally when we're judging something, it's more about us than it is about the person, place, or thing that we are forming opinions on. And our judgment, although we think it's our reality, is really just our opinion about something or someone. It's not reality, because their judgment and their reality and their judgment of us is based more on them and who they are and what's going on inside of them than it is about what and who we really are. So we want to keep that in mind. That's it. That's all I've got today. I'm going to keep this short because it's Father's Day, and I'm going to go hang out with my sister and her husband and family. We're going to have a little cookout. I'm not sure we're going to cook out because it's storming and raining here, so I suspect we will be moving the picnic inside. But it's nice to take my granddaughter somewhere and hang out with her so that she doesn't just get sick of my face. All right, have an amazing day. If I can help you away, if you've got a question, ask it in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, day 1239 of what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the corporate world to the online world, and back and forth again, because it's like me to zigzag back and forth. Have an amazing day, and I'll of course see you tomorrow.